Let's take you to Ottawa now, where a small group linked to the self-styled Freedom Convoy is vowing to stay at a local church where they have taken up residence. A midnight deadline to leave the premises passed yesterday, leaving many neighborhood residents frustrated and wondering if the group will be forcibly removed. CBC's Hilary Johnstone is following this story for us now. Hilary, where do things stand now?
Well, Hannah, at this point, the group says that they have no intention of leaving. Meanwhile, neighbors in that area, an area of Ottawa called Lowertown, want this group to leave. And the landlord, the person who owns that former church, also wants this group that's been calling itself the United People of Canada, want the group to leave as well. Now, for their part, the Ottawa Police Service has come out and said that they're going to have an enhanced police presence at the site because they say they've received a number of calls from both the group that is currently renting this space and the neighbors in the area as well. The police say that they're going to try and remain neutral, try and keep the peace here, but they will have enhanced presence there because of a number of calls they've received both this week and last week. Here's a little bit of what we heard from one of the members of the United People of Canada saying that they have no intention to leave that site.
So you're going nowhere. You're not leaving the premises.
We are not leaving the premises. We're lawfully here, and we're going to be staying here.
Meanwhile, we've also been hearing from area residents who say that they don't want this group to remain in the church. The group wants to turn this site into a community space. They have been renting the space for the past couple of months. They say that they want to buy it outright in the fall to create this community space. Like we say, the landlord does not want that to happen. But here's a little bit of what we've heard from area residents as well.
I'd like to see is that they recognize that the owners want them gone, that the owners do want a legitimate business in the facility, and that the community also wants a legitimate business in the facility, and that they leave peacefully. Are they going to do that? No.
I'm concerned that they're going to get more people in camping out and squatting there to help support the building, right? And that it will become sort of like their new hold the line spot.
So, Hannah, this group does have links to the Freedom Convoy. They have also denied those links. But last week, there was a notice posted to the outside of that church saying that the landlord had terminated the lease. The landlord saying that the group owed more than $10,000 in rent, also making claims that they had broken some heritage rules by making changes to that building without receiving the proper going through the proper process in order to do that. So at this point, Hannah, tensions remain high. You have two different sets of people, the group saying they're not going anywhere, and area residents very much wanting that group to leave the church.
And Hilary, is there any sense what might happen with this property?
Right. So what we've heard from one real estate lawyer, for example, is that the landlord could go and could secure a court order to have the current occupants removed from that site. And in terms of a timeline on that, that's still a little bit unclear. But here's a little bit of what we've heard from that real estate lawyer.
8 or 9 times out of 10, a tenant will see a notice like that and they will just leave. In fact, often it doesn't even get to that point. If the tenant can't pay the rent, for example, then they leave.
So at this point, Hannah, this is sort of where we are, that the landlord could go and secure this court order. But for now, the group is still in that church. So we will obviously be following this in the days to come.
Okay, thanks, Hilary. Hilary
Thank you.
Johnstone in Ottawa.